Prayers.
Almighty God, who in thy wisdom and goodness has appointed the offices of rulers and parliament for the welfare of society and just government of men, we beseech thee to behold with thy abundant favor us thy servants, whom thou hast been pleased to call to the performance of important trusts in this land. Let thy blessing descend upon us here in this house assembled. Grant us that we may treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberations in so just and faithful a manner to promote thy honor and glory, to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of this country and of those whose interests thou hast committed to our church. Amen.
Communication from the chair.
Honorable members, I convey to you a warm welcome as we return to this chamber to commence the third ordinary session of the National Assembly in the 2023 legislative year, since the adjournment of the previous ordinary session of the Assembly in June 2023. As we begin the third ordinary session of 2023, I express my profound gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for our lives and for making it possible for us to interact once again in the service of our dear country and people. I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continues to guide us through this session and beyond. Honorable members, may I recognize your tremendous efforts and commitment to duty, and to the clerk and staff of the National Assembly Service for the usual support and guidance throughout the process. I urge all of us to keep up the momentum or even do better. Honorable members, there has been some concerns in the media and the public about the purchase of vehicles for Assembly members. I want to clarify once again that the purchase of the vehicles was done in a fair and transparent manner following every due process. As an equal arm of the state, the necessity for these vehicles should be understood by everyone who wishes this assembly to function well. Beyond that, honorable members, in this creative scheme, the vehicles were not fully funded by government, but rather purchased on a 50-50 basis between the members and the National Assembly Authority. Honorable members, it is important to recognize that our parliament has traditionally been at a disadvantage since independence. To properly perform its functions and take its rightful place in our governance architecture, parliaments must be equipped with the necessary resources. The Assembly is committed to making this happen. At this juncture, honorable members, I wish to thank His Excellency the President of the Republic and the government and people of the Gambia for their understanding and cooperation throughout the process in ensuring that this assembly is efficient, effective, and independent in carrying out its functions. More particularly, the Honorable Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs and his staff. Honorable members, it is thus understandable today that some of the brilliant initiatives taken by the National Assembly Authority will receive backlash from the public. However, this assembly, being a democratic institution, takes note of all opinions and concerns being raised by the citizens. Indeed, honorable members, constructive public opinions are the most supreme means of accountability. Honorable members, the recent rains have triggered severe floods in certain parts of the country, devastating farmlands and properties. Part of this is also attributed to the adverse climate changes that we face as a planet, and there is therefore need for concerted efforts to address this phenomenon. In the short term, honorable members, there is need for our farmers to adopt smart agricultural mechanisms to ensure sustainability and acquire food self-sufficiency. We are in solidarity with our people on these unfortunate incidents and hope and pray that the government will investigate ways of addressing these problems. Honorable members, equally, the sub-region is witnessing the prevalence of military coups against constitutionally elected governments, grossly undermining the supreme will of citizens who have exercised their civil democratic political rights to put these governments into power. Coups, therefore, are not and should not be any means of changing governments. Honorable members, by way of update to this August Assembly, the Labour Act 2023 was passed during the second ordinary session of the National Assembly in the 2023 legislative year, that's on June 12th, and assented to by His Excellency the President of the Republic on June 23rd, 2023. Honorable members, as published in the order paper for today, the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs, as provided for under Order 94.1 of the Standing Orders, will deliver his statement on the implementation and monitoring of the annual budget. The Honorable Attorney General and Minister for Justice will also present the first reading of a bill, while the Defense Minister will also move a motion for the consideration and ratification of this August Assembly as scheduled. Honorable members, the approved agenda for the ordinary session has been circulated to all stakeholders concerned. Finally, honorable members, I will urge honorable members to once again take note of the relevant provisions of the Constitution and standing orders of the National Assembly during this ordinary session. I thank you for your attention. Clerk, can we proceed?
Correction and approval of records of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Thursday, 22nd June 2023.
Honorable members, the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Thursday, 22nd June 2023 is before us for correction and approval. Can any honorable member please move that the said record of votes and proceedings be considered and approved? Honorable Member for 𝒂𝒏.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I rise to move that the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Thursday, 22nd June 2023 be corrected and approved. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any seconder, honorable members? Honorable member for Jokadu.
Thank you very much, Speaker. I rise to second the motion.
Honorable members, it has been moved and seconded that the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Thursday, 22nd June 2023 be considered and approved. Honorable members, any corrections and observations may follow. I think we all have copies of the record of votes and proceedings. As usual, we will look through it page by page, and if members have any observations, just call our attention, beginning with page 1. But wait. Page 1, Jara Central.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. If you go to page 1, after the coat of arms, the top caption there, the 6th Assembly of the Second Republic 2023 legislative year, second ordinary session, votes and proceedings. It should be votes and proceedings. The proceeding there should carry S. And wherever it appears on the...
Honorable members, are you following? That's just on top of the page itself. The heading, 6th Assembly of the Second Republic, 2023 legislative year, second ordinary session, votes and the proceedings, S. Yes, honorable member. Pardon? Honorable member for Nyanija.
Wherever it appears.
And wherever it appears. Noted.
Page 1, right? 1.
Nyanija, yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. And Minister's reply, Order 100. And the name of the Health Committee is not correctly captured. That should be checked. And let me just read.
Sorry, be clear. The name of the
committee. Let me read it. Roman 1, Minister's reply to the report of the Select Committee on Health, Disaster. The and after disaster should go off. You have humanitarian. You have a comma. Humanitarian relief and refugees. Visit to some health centers, comma, regional health directorates and disaster hotspot areas across the country between 29 June to 6 July 2022, not 2023. Yeah. Then Roman 2.
Honorable member, let's clear that. Number 1. Sorry. Roman 1 of number 4. The first line, after disaster, the end should be out. The and. Disaster, comma, humanitarian relief and refugees. Visit to some health centers. It's not to Soma Health Center, but some, huh?
Center.
Pardon?
The spelling for center.
The American and the English.
No, that one is not English. Center.
Yes, some health centers, not Soma Health Center, but some health centers, and the center is TRES, huh?
Sorry. It is spelled as CANTER.
Okay, instead of CE is A.
Yep.
Some health centers, taking an S, isn't it?
Exactly.
Regional Directorate and disaster hotspot areas across the country between 29th June to 6 July 2022.
Exactly.
Not 2023. Noted. Can we continue?
Yeah, and the second one, and wherever it appears, and so what? Wherever it appears, because I know it has appeared inside again. Roman 2, that is the minister's reply again. That is the year. It's not October 2023, but 2022. Yeah, I think
Basically, Roman 2, 17th to 25th October 2022. We are not yet 2023, October. Yes, noted. Any more? Any more on page 1? Okay. We now move to page 2. Votes and proceedings, as usual, should be corrected on every page. Yes, member for Woodley East.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. If you look at on the motion, the second paragraph, where they say Sindai, is Sindai, and that is in many places, so be consistent. You've seen it.
Is Sindai, and wherever it occurs. Thank you, Honorable Member for Woodley East. Any more on page 2? We now move to page 3. Any more on page 3? We now move to page 4. Member for Woodley East.
Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, if you look at page 4, the last paragraph, the beginning paragraph on top of the names. First line, members ask questions. And wherever it is, we ask many questions. It's not just one question. Huh? You've seen that.
At the invitation of the Honorable Speaker, the following Honorable members asked questions. The question should take S, isn't it? Yes, any more? Noted. Any more on page 4? We now move to page 5. Pardon?
Page 4, page 4.
On page 4? Is it page 4? Yes, Nyanija?
Speaker. The first paragraph, let me just read probably, it makes sense. Honorable Aliu Balde, that's the first paragraph, okay? Honorable Aliu Balde, member for Jara West, moved the motion and it was seconded by Honorable Alphazen Sise, member for Same, for the Assembly to consider and approve the record of votes and proceeding. Should it be of the sitting or for the sitting? I think it should be off, in my own thinking, instead of for.
That's the first paragraph you're talking, isn't it? Nyanija, first paragraph, am I right?
where is it? Approve the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly and proceedings for the sitting of the Assembly on Wednesday, 1st June. What is the problem?
The problem, instead of 4, it should be off after proceedings.
Approve the record of votes and proceedings of the sitting of the Assembly. Let's have the taxpayers help us. It should be off, it should be 4. Which one do we take? Huh? 4 is not wrong. It's not wrong. And off is not wrong. Which one is the most suitable? 4. So we leave it as it is. Okay? It's your minutes. Banjul North.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I just want to draw your attention to page 4, Roman figure 1. The Honorable Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, and wherever it appears. This will add the word arts after tourism.
By where you have by the Honorable Minister for Tourism and Culture. Huh? This is why you are now saying tourism, arts and culture. Okay. Honorable members, we now move to page 5. Honorable Member for Joka.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Just at the middle of the page 4, where you have Minister's reply. At the end of the last sentence, where it says 17 to the 25th October 2023. I think it should be 2022. Thank you.
Where are you referencing? Number Roman 2?
2, yes.
Roman
at the end.
Uh-huh.
We have 17 to the 25th October 2023. It should be 2022. Thank you.
Is it on page 4 or page 5?
Page 4.
Ah, we are on page 5. We corrected the 2022. 2023 should be 2022. Yeah, it's corrected. We note it down. Okay, thank you very much. And page 5, Banjul North.
Thank you once again, Honorable Speaker. Page 5, the following honorable members ask questions.
Point. Where?
That is the 3rd paragraph.
Pardon? Third paragraph.
The 3rd paragraph, yeah. The following honorable members ask questions to the Honorable Minister.
3rd paragraph, you start at the beginning.
Yes, at the invitation of the Honorable
That's
Speaker.
That's where people will follow you.
At the invitation of the Honorable Speaker, the honorable members ask question. The list of members that ask question. Number 3, Honorable Modula Minba. It should be member for Banjul North and not Brikama North, please.
Banjul North, not Brikama North. Thank you very much, Honorable. Any more on page 5? Page 6, that's the last page. Honorable Member for Sani Mentoring.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. On page 6, right in the middle under the second line, which reads the permission of the Honorable Speaker, Honorable Fatoumata Njie, Member for Banjul South, move a motion for the Assembly to adjourn, sign and die without debate. There should be a hyphen between sign and die. Thank you.
Noted, Honorable Member. Any more on page 6? Yes? Anybody? Yes, Woolly East?
Yes, thank you. I think at the second to last page where you say questions put, I think we only put one question, question put. You've seen it.
The last one, the bold letter, questions put and agreed to, it should be one question and therefore no S. On page 6.
Yes, here.
Honorable Jara Central.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, once again. And then I'm sorry to draw you back to page 5. The last paragraph. The last paragraph. At the invitation of the Honorable Speaker, the following Honorable members asked questions. It's corrected, huh? Okay, thank you.
Honorable members, it has been moved and seconded that the record of votes and proceedings of the National Assembly sitting of Thursday, 22nd June 2023 be approved with amendments. Those in favor, please say aye. Those not in favor, please say no. The ayes have it. Clerk, can we continue?
Statement by Honorable Ministers, Order 94, Oral Ministerial Statement on the Implementation and Monitoring of the Annual Budget by the Honorable Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs.
Honorable members, as per the provisions of Order 94.1 of the Standing Orders, the Vice President or a Minister with responsibility of finance shall at least once during each session make an oral statement to the National Assembly on the implementation and monitoring of the annual budget. Accordingly, the Honorable Minister for Finance and Economic Affairs is scheduled today to deliver his statement to the Assembly. Honorable members, may I now invite the Honorable Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs to take the podium and make his statement. Honorable Minister.
Good morning, honorable members. Honorable Speaker and members of the esteemed members of the National Assembly, Honorable Minister of Justice and Attorney General, Honorable Minister of Defense, members of the press, all other protocols duly and respectively observed. This brief provides an explanation of how our budget has been managed and executed during the first half of the 2023 fiscal year. The brief highlights the key aspects of the budget, such as the revenue, expenses, and their variances. Additionally, it also includes an analysis of our performance against the budget targets. The report aims to offer an overview of government financial operations, allowing proper assessment of the effectiveness of the execution and management of the budget. It helps us to make informed decisions and take appropriate actions to ensure fiscal stability. The first high-level summary on figure 1 is an overall position of the budget, from the revenues to the expenditures and to the financing. This is presented in a tabular format for the sake of brevity, and it goes as follows. The budget for the first 6 months of the year, based on, it was estimated, the budget was 8.699 billion, and actual budget total came to be 8.59, leaving a variance of 339 million. And the components of those budget items are tax revenue, outperformed budget. Tax revenue was 6.968, while the budget for the period is 6.8. It's an outperformance of 139 million. Non-tax revenue was 1.3 billion against the budget for 1.8, which is a variance of 478 million. We had estimated a budget for program support, which is in the form of budget support, of 1.48 billion. However, in the first half of the year, no program for budget support was realized, which is leading to a variance of the same magnitude. On the expenditure, total expenditure estimated for the first half, it was 12.7 billion. Actual expenditure came to 9.86 billion, leaving a savings of 2.8 billion. And the key components of that were, we budgeted 1.59 billion for debt interest, when we actually spent 1.295 billion. Other expenditure categories were 11.116 against an actual expenditure of 8.